ARCs that I still need to read for July, and where they fall on my priority list. First, let's start off with the books I've already read that are coming out in July. Just a quick list on the screen so you can see I've already put in some work. These are the books I've already read. They already have reviews. They may or may not be posted yet, but they've already been recorded. Everything is done. There might be some minor editing and posting that I need to do, but I've read these books. They are all due in July. And now let's talk about the books I haven't read yet that are still on my list. Let's start off with the books I'm absolutely reading. No questions asked. These are getting read. And the first one is going to be Red Tempest Brother by H.M. Long. This is the final book in the Winter Sea trilogy. It starts off with Darkwater Daughter, which I read and annotated, and then it follows that up with Black Tide Sun, which I also read and annotated. I love this series. The character work, the world building, the Sea Witch, the song, just everything. It is dark, dank, misty, pirates, magic, just so much good stuff in this series. If you have not started this series, I beg of you to do so. Red Tempest Brother is due out July 8th. Get it read. You will not be disappointed. The next book that is absolutely getting read is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. I loved the first book. I thought it was so cute and cozy and just so wonderful. The characters, the storyline, everything was wonderful. I know this next book is going to be as good as the first. They are interconnected standalones. They are not in any way related from what I understand, but I do have an e-ARC as well as a audiobook copy from Penguin Random House Audiobook Influencer Club. So I'm really excited to dive into this. This will probably be one of my very next reads. Next up on the absolutely getting read list is Salt Bones by Jennifer Givon. This is a local to me author, and this is a retelling of Persona and Demeter on the Mexicali borderlands. It has magic, it has fantasy, it is Latine, it is everything. So I'm definitely going to be reading this. I do have obviously the physical art copy from Mulholland Books, as well as an ALC from Hachette Audio. So thank you to both of you for that. This will probably be a tandem read, and I'm pretty excited about it. Next up is The Library at Hellebore by Cassandra Khaw. I have a love-hate relationship with Cassandra Khaw. Some of her books I love, some of them were misses. I'm already reading The Library at Hellebore. I do have a ebook and a audiobook copy through NetGalley and the respective publishers, which are listed. I am already really liking it. It is dark. It has some of the coolest characters. I'm only like 9% of the way in, but I am starting off on a positive foot, so that's a good sign, and I am really excited to see where the book goes. I'm also budding reading this with my friend Alicia. Go give her a follow. She's fantastic, and I cannot wait to tell you how I feel about this book. Up next is Love is a War Song by Danica Neva. I loved the first contemporary romance that Danica Neva came out with, and I cannot wait to read this. This is a Western cowboy romance with a rock pop star and a cowboy, and I can't wait to get into this. I do have an audiobook copy through Penguin Random House Audiobooks as well, and Berkeley was kind enough to send me a physical copy of this. I'm stoked for this. I am so stoked for this. I'll probably start reading this after I read A Guide to Magical Innkeeping, and I am just thrilled. I loved the first book, and I cannot wait to get into this one. Up next, that's absolutely getting read, is Mastery of Monsters. I have heard some great things about the writing of this author, and I've never read anything by her before. So I'm really excited to get into this, and this sounds so interesting. I really liked the premise. I really liked the idea of learning to master monsters and magical competitions and things of that nature. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this. I do have an ebook as well as an ALC, so I'm probably going to do a tandem with this one. And this will be getting read a little later in the month because it doesn't come out till later in the month, but it is on the list. It's getting read. I'm excited, and I hope that this is on your radar too. One of my most anticipated, and when I tell you I can't wait to get through some of these so that I can read this is Beasts of Carnival, and I am excited for this one. It's a little later in the month that it's being released, so unfortunately I have to get the other stuff off the list first, but when I tell you I am so excited for this, this sounds so dark, so fun, so fantasy, so Latine. I cannot wait. I do have an ebook as well as the ALC for this. I am so thrilled. I'm definitely going to be doing a tandem read because this needs to be immersively read. And I don't know if this is on your radar. I haven't seen too many people talking about it, but I highly, highly recommend checking it out, pre-ordering. Let's give some love to a Latine author, a Caribbean author. I am so, so excited. I cannot wait to read this. Up next is Theory of Dreaming by Ava Reed. This is an Ava Reed stan account. I've never read anything by Ava Reed that I have not loved. Granted, I have not read her entire backlog, but I've come pretty close at this point. I just did a reread on the study of drowning so I could prepare myself to read A Theory of Dreaming. I know that a study in drowning was supposed to be a standalone, but this takes Effie and Preston on a whole new journey, and I'm pretty excited about it. I did make a video about my reread of A Study in Drowning. If you want to read it, it will be linked in the caption, but I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I am buddy reading this with my friends Jenny and Dee. I will tag them. Keep an eye on their accounts too for their thoughts on A Theory in Dreaming, but I'm excited about this one too. And last but certainly not least on my absolutely getting read arc is Blood Slaves by Marcus Redmond. I'm excited about this. Again, this one is the one that has to wait a little longer because it's due at the end of the month and I want to get some other books off my list first. But when I tell you, I cannot wait. I've already seen some of my mutuals reading this, loving it, praising it to the umpteenth like star level. So obviously I'm feeling a little FOMO and cannot wait to get to this, but this is supposed to be just amazing. And I believe a debut, don't hold me to that, but I'm really, really excited about this. When I was approved for this on NetGalley, I literally got teary because I wanted it that bad. And now I cannot wait to read it. I do have a few physical books that I got that I do not know if I'm going to get to this month, but I need your guys' help. Which ones should I prioritize? Let's go through them super duper quick. Red Rabbit Ghost is a horror novel that came out through Orbit's new horror imprint run for it. And this is a debut from what I understand. I have an ALC from this from Hachette Audio as well. So it could possibly just be an audiobook read and get done pretty quickly. But I don't really have much horror on my list this month. I have some things that border horror, but I really was wanting to get something in the horror genre. So maybe this would be a good one. Has anybody had any experience with this book? Let me know. Should I make this one of my priorities? Soul Match by Rebecca Danzenbaker is something that has been on my watch list. I mean, the cover itself is amazing, but is this something that I want to prioritize? It is thick. It is a thickie. It is definitely interesting though. This is basically set in a futuristic world 200 years after World War III, where 18-year-old people have to go to the government to have their past lives scanned. If they led good past lives, they go on with a job, a soulmate, a life. And if they had bad past lives, they leave in handcuffs. And one person goes to get scanned and has some really terrifying results that stun even the government, and it spurns a whole set of consequences. Sounds really, really interesting, but is it something that I want to squeeze in when it's this thick? I don't know. Have you read this? Has anyone else read this ALC? Is it worth it? Let me know. Last but not least is the YA fantasy Still and Spellfire. This follows a girl who has magic when magic is not allowed by the government, and she has to hide it and eventually gets discovered and has to basically go on a quest to escape and be able to use her magic freely. I don't know if this is something I want to prioritize. The premise doesn't sound super original, but that doesn't mean that the story itself and how you get there isn't original. So I want to read this because it sounds fun and it sounds like a really easy, just fun read. But also I have a lot of reading on my plate this month, and I don't know if it's any better than the two I previously mentioned. I don't know. Tell me, which one do you think I should prioritize? Should I prioritize Still and Spellfire? Should I prioritize Red Rabbit Ghost? Or should I prioritize Soul Match? Or should I be super ambitious and really try to squeeze all three in on top of everything else? Let me know what you think in the comments.